Good evening. Hello, people. Hello, my friends. I hope everyone is well. It's Sunday night, the end of another weekend. Oh, my goodness. And here, I know I'm not speaking for everyone because this is a crazy mixed up country with our weather right now. But here on the east coast of Australia, just a little bit north of Sydney, we've actually had two really nice days. The sun came out, and I know there are people down in Victoria who are not doing so well right now with the flooding and all the rain, so my heart goes out to you. We've been through that earlier this year. So I hope everyone is safe and everyone's houses are intact. Hello. Hey Rose, I hope you're okay. Are you struggling down there at all with the flooding? I hope not. And if there's anyone else that is having issues, I'd love you to share that with us so we can think of you and see if we can support you in some way. Just let us know. Okay, so hello. Hi, nice to see we've got a good crowd here tonight. I set this up a little later than usual because sometimes I put it over in the afternoon. After lunch or mid-afternoon, I set up the video ready for tonight. And at just before 7 o'clock, I went, I haven't set up the video. I mean, I knew I was going live, but I'd forgotten to set it up ahead of time. So my apologies if anyone tried to get in earlier and couldn't find it. That's the reason why. Hi, Nancy. Hi, Jenny. Nice to see you all. All right. There's lots of things going on, as always. Next weekend, I have my craft along, and some of you are going to be receiving the next couple of days a packet in the mail from me to make a project. Now, last time I didn't show the project ahead of time, but I am going to show you tonight what we're making so that people who don't have a packet coming can maybe get a little bit prepared as well. I'm going to put up the measurements on my blog, if not tonight, then tomorrow. But the whole point of it is that everyone can make something, even if you don't have the same products exactly as me. Okay, so this is a free public video. Anyone can watch. You can just watch and enjoy the process, or you can actually craft along with me. I'm going to be going at a speed that allows people to make it with me if they want to. And of course, if you've got the supply pack, that will be really easy for you. But if you don't have the supply pack, don't panic. You can still do it. So we're doing easel cards. So this is actually the card that you're going to be making. It folds into a normal size card and fits in a normal size envelope. Okay, so this is how it looks on the outside. And when it's in the standing position, it has a little calendar, it has some decorating, it has some post-it notes down the bottom there, and it fits into an envelope, like I said, like a normal standard envelope. So it's a normal size card. I'm going to show you how to do that. Very easy. But it's a great little gift. Good end of year like teacher gift, or oh, that's good to hear, Rose. I'm glad to hear. That's good. Hey, Ellen, how are you doing? Now I'm using for this project, I'm using the Wash with Beauty products. So the DSP, some stamp. I'm not using actually the stamps because one of the things I can't do is I can't send out stamped images in the mail. That's just a little rule that Stampin' Up has. So instead I get around that by sending out DSP and dies and things like that you can still then just add your own sentiments and greetings from your own stamps. Hey, Ellen, really good to see you. I had something in my mailbox for you, Ellen. I've brought it inside now because I didn't think it should be out there another night, but I'll try and get it. I'm not going to be around tomorrow, but maybe if you need me to leave it in the mailbox again, let me know, okay? But it's still here. See, it's got your name on it. Where is it? There it is. So there we go. All right, so I'm going to do a card with you tonight, and then we're going to open some new product and we're going to have a little look at it and see what we can do with it. So you're going to be discovering it at the same time as me. I'm using the a Wash with Beauty DSP. I never know if it's a Wash in Beauty or a Wash with Beauty. Let me tell you, it's in our annual catalogue, this one, and it is on page, let me just quickly find it. The reason I'm giving you these details is so that you can, if you wanted to make yours the same as mine next weekend, you could order it and hopefully would have it in time for next weekend. It's on page 66 and 67, and it's a Wash in Beauty. I keep saying with, but it's in. So it's 12 by 12 DSP. It's really lovely. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to switch my camera around and we're going to look down on my desk. That's easier than me trying to hold it up. Here we go. All right, so you can see it here. All right. So you've got this beautiful stamp set on. If you wanted to use the like You're a True Friend or something like that on your project that we're going to make next week, you certainly could. But I didn't. I wanted something really inspirational. So I used the You Are Amazing from the Color and Contour set, this one here. So that's the one I'm going to be using. But you could use any sentiment you like, or you could even, you know, you could even put someone's name on it or whatever you would like to have. So all the pieces are coming out, all pre-cut. Everything is done for you. But please understand that, that the measurements and things will be absolutely fine for you to make it yourself. And then as part of that craft along, I'm also going to be showing you a whole bunch of other cards, different types of easel cards, and after the video there will be the opportunity to purchase those if you wish. Okay, now if you're in my team, you're going to get them for free, but if you're not in my team, you can purchase them. So there'll be, I haven't decided on the final number, around 5 different types of easel cards that you'll get tutorials for, and all step-by-step instructions how to decorate them the way I have. So this is the stuff we're using. It's called a Washing Beauty. So tonight I'm going to use a Washing Beauty as well. Okay. On Friday night we used the new products, the fitting florets, bits and pieces. Some of you may remember we used this one, and this is sheet 1 and then sheet 2 with all the papers shown. So if you're looking for this information and you're a demonstrator, you can access this through the demonstrator website. There's a flyer for this stuff, and this is the flyer that I've printed out. So you've got the framelits, you've got the stamps, you've got an alternative set of stamps, little gold swirls, and the beautiful paper. And the cards we made on Friday night, if you wanted to go back and have a look at them, that was Friday night's video, so the previous YouTube video to this one. And these are the 2 cards that we made on Friday night, and I think they turned out really nice. So the paper is stunning. It's really, really lovely. But tonight we're using the a Washing Beauty. Why am I telling you about the fitting florets? Because customers can't get it until the 1st of November. It's available to demonstrators right now. Or if you were thinking about joining as a demonstrator, there's a fantastic deal right now that has $114 worth of product extra in the kit for the same kit price. Okay, so it's $169, but you get $283 to spend. And if you want to, you can put that fitting floret set in your kit. So that's a really cool deal. And you know what, guys, I would not be doing my job as your demonstrator very well if I didn't help you get the best value that you can get from Stampin' Up, and that joining deal is the best value that I can possibly give you right now. So it's a really, really good deal. Tonight we're going to use a Washing Beauty though. So you're focusing on, and these were actually some offcuts from bits I had left over when I cut the blue paper on the back here, because on the back of that blue paper, I don't know if you can see it, is that green paper that I've got on here. So this is actually the reverse side of that beautiful blue paper, and it was some offcuts, and I just popped them on the front. So I thought I'd make another one of these, but tonight I'm going to use different colors. Oh, hello, Lynn. Nice to meet you for your first time. If anyone if it's their first time watching, let us know, and then we can say hello and welcome you to our fun little community here. Lynn, we're really happy to have you with us. So I've got a piece of basic white cardstock. This is the basic white thick cardstock. This is what I prefer to use for card bases, and I'm going to actually fold that in half. And do I have a bone folder handy? Possibly. You know what? Sometimes I don't have a bone folder handy, and that's when I might use something like a scoring tool or something like that. Or I might just come back and do that later. But that's okay. I think I just popped them over on the other table, and I can't be bothered going to get them right now. So I've actually cut another little piece here from my DSP. Now, if you're wondering about how wide these are, they are 2.5 centimeters wide each. Or if you're in the US or Canada, they are 1 inch wide, okay? And then I've popped them. This is 12.5 centimeters long. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop them straight here on the front of my white card, okay? Now, sometimes I like to use a piece, like a piece of cardstock underneath my underneath whatever else I'm doing. For example, the cards that I just showed you, this one has, you can see it here, has a green piece underneath, and then I put my DSP on top. This one is similar to this, but it has a blue piece underneath. Can you see that? All right, so sometimes I do that, but also sometimes I like to just pop it straight on the white, because there is something really fresh and beautiful about a simple cardstock on simple DSP on white cardstock. And this is just two colors, so it's polished pink and white, and it looks really, really good, really fresh, and really pops well on the white. Okay, so I'm going to stick with that. And this one I use, this has got like Old Olive, Calypso Coral and Balmy Blue in it, and once again looks fantastic, just popped up on the white. I popped this on my Instagram story yesterday, and it went on to Facebook as well, and I've had a huge response to this card. Everybody loved it. I'm going to change it up a little bit for this one, but it gives you an idea anyway. So I'm going to use some dimensionals, and I'm going to pop a dimensional underneath each end, and then I'm going to do one in the middle, because no one likes to sag. We don't want this to sag down. You could just glue them straight down if you wanted to. I'm going to pop this at the 5 and a bit, so about 5.2 centimeters, and I'm going to actually make sure that all my bits are off the back, and that's the middle. And then I'm going to position that very gently, so if I want to move it, I can. All right, same with these guys. So I'm going to do, this is pretty on the back too. Look how pretty that is. Isn't that nice paper? That's lovely as well. You could use any of these pieces, really could. Oh, hey there, Gina. Nice to see you. No bone folder. I know, it's over on the other table, and rather than go get it, I'm actually, you know what? There's one down in the bag at my feet. So I will come back and we will do that. We'll do that bone folding. All right. Now the other thing, I don't know if you can see, but the pattern actually continues through. And if ever you find that you have a pattern that you can continue right through, it looks great. With this paper, it doesn't make a lot of difference, but some patterns definitely you want to continue them. You want to continue them through your different strips of paper. All right, let me pick up that bone folder because it's bothering me. See what I mean? How it's not sitting completely flat, and that's because I haven't creased my bone folder over my edge. If I crease my edge really, really well, now there's no give. It doesn't sort of float around because it's completely flat. Now pull the dimensionals here off the back. This is a really, really simple card. I really feel like I'm cheating a bit tonight, but hey, a good simple card is not a bad thing. We all like them sometimes, right? All right, so now I've got my 3 strips on. Isn't that pretty paper? Now the color that is in this paper is polished pink. This is actually the color we're using. I have got, let me see, I've got a couple of choices here. I'm actually thinking this time I might use hexagons. I'm deciding which way I'll have it going. Yeah, I think I'll have it going that way. And then this one is going to go from one side of the hexagon to the other. Can you see that? It's not very obvious, but that's okay. It shows up more if I put it on my hand. But anyway, all right. First of all, though, I'm going to stamp on here. So I want to grab my polished pink ink. I'm just using the one color. You feel better now, Cherie? That's good. All right, and I'm going to use one of the stamps from the True Beauty. I think, will we use Just Because, or shall we use You Are a True Friend? Here for You Always, to me, looks a little bit small, and With Love looks a little bit small, but we've either got the True Friend or the Just Because. Which one shall we go with tonight? Everyone likes dimensionals. Helen, you can never have too many, I think. Well, you can if you're trying to mail stuff in the mail, but, you know, I just love them. I'll grab a block. Oh, who said it first? Joan. Joan said Just Because, and then Megan and Susan both said Friend, but Joan said it first, so we're going to go with Joan. And Joanne said Just Because. There we go. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my Just Because, which is right here. It's such a nice stamp set. I've been loving this set. I've only got it recently, and I just love it. Let me actually use this is more of a sentiment size block, so that's a better block to use. All right. I'm going to, now when I'm using a rubber stamp and I want to make sure I'm going to get it straight on my sentiment, I like to use my grid paper underneath. And first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp it and see if I'm straight. I'm not quite straight. The E, the end, where the end of the word because, needs to come down ever so much. So now going on to here, I'm going to line it up where I think it would be straight, and then I'm going to move my E down slightly because it's obviously not straight. That's better. It's not straight on the block. I've got a tiny mark here as well, but I'm not too worried about that. All right, we're going to put ribbon in this, and it's going to completely distract from anything else that might have gone wrong, but that's okay. All right, so we've got these. On the other one, I used the True Friend on this one, and then I had room on either side for a couple of little blingy things, but just because we don't have as much room, but that's okay. We'll work out something, because we're going to have to have some bling, right? How are we going to do that? Paddington is a dog, Cherie. Oh, Paddington's having some issues. That's not good. Eating tissues? No. He's got issues with tissues, right? Now, I have got some cool little baker's twine. This is too red. Otherwise, I would go ahead and use it with the polished pink. But I feel like I really need pink with that. I don't have a lot of baker's twine. I do have a bit of white, but actually it's an older white. I need to get a new one. We do have some good twines and bits and pieces that I've also got, but I don't want to use it with this because I want to keep it really clean and fresh. But I've also got linen thread. Right, let me decide what we're going to use. Oh, I've also got some silver. That might be the go. Would silver be a good idea? Of the ones I have, I think it might be the best. So let me grab it. I'm going to grab my scissors out of here and cut myself off some. Here we go, silver. I think the silver might be the go. You could color the white twine with blends, but I think this is a little bit thick. This is not a new one. I think that's actually retired. So let's have a look and see what we have, because I would prefer a thinner twine. So here, when we look at our embellishments and twine and bits and pieces, we've got the Twine Essentials pack. I did have this, and then I gave it to somebody who needed it urgently, and I haven't got myself another one, but there's white in that. That would have been very useful. This is the one I have, the Baker's Twine with all the new in colors. What others do we have? Do we have any others? We also have the linen thread that I just mentioned as well. And then we have the Simply Elegant trim, which has got the silver and the gold, and it's the silver that I'm talking about using there. So that's the one I think I want to use. But otherwise, yes, if it was a thinner twine, I think colouring it with blends would be a really great solution, Rose. So, whoops. All right, so what I want to do here is I want to pop my polished pink ribbon. This is the Open Weave ribbon, which is one of my favourite ribbons. It's so nice to use, easy to tie, and of course I love that it matches my perfectly. I'm going to be cutting it shorter than this, but I'm just going to put it through first, and I'm just going to wrap it around. So I'm doing exactly the same thing as you would have seen me do quite often with a number of different things. When I'm using, if I don't want to tie a bow, I like then to tie some sort of thread, whether it be a metallic thread like this or a thread like one of the linen ones, linen or cotton. I'm just going to tie that through there. Yeah, the silver was the right call. I'm just reading back. Now, how did Michelle make Cherie's life complete? How? I'm just going back up. Before a new week of work, yes. All right, so I'm going to cut these. Actually, I'm just going to leave that like that at the moment, and I'll cut it. I'll see if it needs to be cut any shorter when we're done. Oh, I just dropped the rest of the silver on the ground. Oh, I don't think I left myself enough. I might have to cut off some more. And the reason I'm not actually just doing it off the roll is because the roll is tangled up in my box of ribbons. I can't get it out. And other true confessions. All right, so let's pop this one through here, the other end. And we can always, we will be cutting this shorter. But I need to have it all situated on the card, and then I'll make the decision about how much shorter I want it to be. Oh. Well, I'm a bit excited. Tomorrow, my hubby and I are going to the Van Gogh exhibition up in Newcastle. We haven't been to anything like that for years, like literally years. And the exhibition finishes this coming Thursday, and I had heard from a number of my customers, especially the ones up in the Hunter, that it was really worth going, and really we should go. So I thought to myself, you know what, we're going to go. So I've been working today and working this weekend to try and get ahead so that I could take the day off tomorrow. So, all right, I'm going to cut those shorter in a minute. But this, first of all, is going to go on my little hexagon, and I'm going to grab my mat so that you can see. Now I'm just deciding if I want to put it this way and have the flat edges at the top, or if I want to put it this way and have the pointy edges at the top. What do you guys think? Pointy edges up or flat edges up? Ah. Oh my goodness. And a German Shepherd is, well, they're a lot of work because they need good training, but gee, they're a good dog. If they're trained properly, they're a great dog. So I wish you every little bit of luxury. I don't understand how people can abandon pets either. All right, people are saying pointy up. Okay, pointy, pointy, pointy. They both look nice. I agree, Helen, but pointy, the pointies have it. All right, so I'm going to pop that right there like that. And then I'm going to, of course, because as Helen said, dimensionals are awesome. We're going to put some more dimensionals on the back here. And I always put them behind the greetings so that they're not down here and you can't see them. So they're hidden. And then we're going to pop this right here. So the pointy bit is in the middle of the middle piece, which makes it really easy to position it actually. All right, let's cut these shorter because they're too long. And then I'm going to think about where we're going to put bling, because we have to do that, right? Okay, that's how it's looking right now. What do we think? Do we like this? Is this a good card? Something a little different. Pointy, said Ellen. Okay, all right, so we have a few choices. Of course, we have the iridescent rhinestones because we always have iridescent rhinestones. We also have some just plain old rhinestones that could be colored with my polished pink blends. Okay, the other option is we do polished pink blends. Use our polished pink blends to actually use color the white matte dots to be pink. So I can color these to be, so we'll have them, and if I use the darker one, we'll have a dark pink one which will stand out a little bit more, or we can go with the bling. So I'm deciding. Oh yes, we also have, no, we don't have, oh, we do have those. We used the other night some of our little blingy bits, didn't we? I don't know what I did with those though. I think they're still on my desk here somewhere. I don't believe I put them away, which is very, very naughty. And if that is the case, I doubt I'll be able to find them. But let me have a quick look in the box in case I did put them away and I'm being my own worst critic. But yeah, we have a number of options. So I'm going to just wait to see what people think we should have. Silver bling, says Megan. That would be nice too. Yep. Blends on the rhinestones, I agree, would be very nice. It's always a good look. Blends on rhinestones are always fantastic. You know what? You can also color your iridescent rhinestones. Shall we try that? Shall we try doing iridescent rhinestones with pink, polished pink, and see how that looks? Because I've got some of those right here. I'm going to use the dark one, and let's see what they look like. A naughty sausage. I know, Ellen, right? Actually, I've been pretty proud of myself lately. I've been doing much better with that because I've had so many things on. I've been trying to, plus I had a class here the other day, so you know how when you have a class you have to clean up. And that's really, really good, what's the word, motivation. Good motivation to clean up. All right, so can you see, let me put it on the back of this, how nice that looks. See, that's a iridescent rhinestone coloured with polished pink. Oh, that's pretty. Well, I wouldn't go that far, Cherie. Not really changing my spots. I mean, I am who I am. Oh, that does look nice, even though it's very similar colour, but I really do like it. So let me do another one, and we'll go dark pink again. I'm just deciding. Actually, I'm going to grab a different pack. I have so many iridescent rhinestones, it's not funny, but if I use, then I've got all sizes on this one. So they're easiest to colour. If you want to colour any of your embellishments, they're easiest to colour while they're still on the backing sheet. So leave them on the backing sheet, go over them with the brush end and go over them a couple of times. If they're not dark enough, you can actually wait till they dry, which doesn't take very long, and then do them again. Okay, so then they really get that strong color, and I'll get a little one while I'm here as well. I'm just coloring those. The family. Ah, yes. All right, let me see. I'm thinking maybe I'm just going to grab, doesn't matter. I'm too lazy tonight to run around the table looking for things. I'm going to pop. Oh, man, I just made a mess of this. You know why? Because when I took that off, I didn't use my scissors and I didn't take the adhesive. Well, that's pretty silly. And then I made a mess on my, I really did make a mess. That's okay. We'll fix it up and you'll see it'll be beautiful. But right now I do have a bit of a mess there. Right, and then this one right here. Oh, I messed that up. Goodness me. Cross with myself. It's not crazy bad, but it's bad enough that I'm not happy with it. So I'm going to fix that before I post it. And you'll see when you see it again on my Instagram or Facebook page, that will be all pretty and beautiful because I'm going to fix it. Okay. Yeah, that's the problem, Cherie. They're like Pringles. You can't stop. Is that the Pringles sentence where they say you can't have just one? Is that Pringles? Or am I, what is the product where they say you can't have just one? I think that's what it was. I know, but once again, that's not in front of me right now, Ellen. So I just thought I'll do it with my fingers. Oh gosh, there it is. This is what you should use for taking off embellishments, and this is a great idea, a great example of why. Okay, because if you take them off with your fingers like I just did because I was too lazy to find my Take Your Pick tool, it's really easy to leave the adhesive behind. If you take them off with the Take Your Pick tool, it brings the adhesive as well, and you just place it exactly where you want it. So this is absolutely the best way to take it off. If you don't have one of these, you could use the point of a sharp pair of scissors, a nice pointy pair. The other thing I love about the Take Your Pick tool, if you don't have one of these, well worth adding one to an order. Okay, this piece comes out and locks in a different, like a little chiselet piece for getting under things, separating cardstock layers that are together, glued together, that kind of thing. Now the other end I'm currently using as a die brush. I use a die brush a lot, and I use it more than I use the putty end. The putty end is a different piece. Have I got one handy? I might have one handy. Let me just see if I do. When I have a putty piece, what I do with that is it's like a little pointed pencil, but it's got putty on the end, and it's great for picking up like sequins or little tiny embellishments that are really hard to pick up with your fingers. Okay, so they're the 4 things that it mostly does. I generally keep my die brush in all the time, and the reason I do that is because I'm always die cutting. I do a lot of die cutting, and it's great for getting all the little tiny pieces out of your dies, so you don't get stuff stuck in there. So that's what I use it for. The die brush is a separate attachment. So when you buy the Take Your Pick tool, it doesn't come with a die brush, but if you like the die brush, you can add that, and it just screws in to the end. You can see the putty brush, the putty end screws off, and then the die brush screws on. So really easy to use. Anyone else love who loves their Take Your Pick tool? Yes, this is the first card, Michelle. It is. Okay, so that's one card. And then I want to show you something else. So this is a new thing. Okay, this is moving on to number 2. You use yours for the putty end for adhesive gems, Michelle? You like yours, Cherie? Yeah, everyone's going, me. Lay's potato chips. There you go. That's what you can't have just one of. And Pringles, Jody said, I think maybe both of those things. I don't use the putty end very often at all, Michelle, but I do use it on occasion. I tend to use the pointy end, this end, that one there. I use that more often than I use anything else on this tool, because I use it, not that you would know it after my behavior this evening, but I use it for taking embellishments off. I use it for poking holes in things, all sorts of stuff. You know, I just find it really, really useful. But yeah, the die brush is also super useful. You opened a box like this today. I wonder if it's the same box, Jody. Maybe. No, not too late at all. It is a great tool. I totally, totally agree. Lovely to have you join us, Helen. You miss what's in the box. We haven't opened the box yet, so you didn't miss anything, Megan. All right, so some of you may know what this is. This is a new kit that we have. We've got several kits. Here's the thing about kits, okay? They get missed. A lot of people miss the kits because they're available in the online store, but they're not in any catalogue, okay? We do have one in the mini catalogue at the moment, and that is the Nourish and Flourish Kit, which is this one. And that's in here not only because it's a great kit, but because it's also to raise money for organisations that are working to end food insecurity. So basically it goes to a good cause, and that's why it says here, making a difference. Okay, and it's got a beautiful lunchbox and all these lovely cards and envelopes that are all got the beautiful colours inside, all the pieces. There's stickers, there's all sorts of things to make up your cards. There's not even any stamping in this one. This one is just really for somebody who maybe this is their very first time near any card making, but this one is in a catalogue. Now, the other kits are not in a catalogue, okay? And this is one of them. This is one of our latest kits, and it's called, what is it called? It's called Birthday Card Organizer Kit. Okay, so some of you may have seen this already, okay? And I'm just going to pop it open. Let's see if I can get it to stay. Yep, it is opening and staying. Great. And here's all the things that are in it. Okay, first of all, you've got some double-sided tape, or tear and tape as we call it. You have got a whole big book, and it all comes shrink wrapped like this. And as you can see, I haven't even opened mine yet. Hey, why don't we use our Take Your Pick tool to open? Because there you go. I'm actually using it now. Or you could use a pair of scissors. And I'm going to move that out of the way. It's a nice box too. When you're finished with the boxes for the kits, they come in those really great boxes. When you are finished with them, you can use them for storage or all kinds of things. They're very cool. You could decorate them too and give them as a gift. All right. So the first thing and most important thing is we have instructions. I tend to, they have both written instructions and photographs, but what I tend to do with most of the kits is I tend to look at the photographs more than I look at anything else. And, you know, all the little pictures, diagrams and everything. This one is super, super simple. So it gives you an idea. There are stickers for each month of the year, and they go into your little book. Okay, and I'll show you the book in a second and how that works. Then there are 2 different card designs, and I believe there are 6 of each, if I am not mistaken. It makes 12 cards, so that should be right. And you've got one here with the beautiful rose, which looks really similar to the Cottage Rose stamp set. Can you see that there? Very similar to the Cottage Rose, but it's not exactly the same. Okay, and then you've also got some little stickers here, which are gorgeous. And then you've got this one. This one, to me, it's got a happiest birthday on it. This is definitely a card that could be great for a male, like a masculine card. So it's a very simple card, but it would be great if you had a man or a masculine person in your life that you wanted to send that one to. Okay, so it's got different instructions. You know, it tells you to put your months of the year into your book and so forth. And the book is like this. Okay, so it's a really nice book, but what is cool about it, when you open up the front cover, okay, you've got all these pockets. Look, see, this is where you put your cards. I think it's great. So we've got, like, this would be January, and we've got from 1st to 31st. You would write down the names of anybody that you have who has birthdays on any of those dates, and once you've made the cards, you put the card in here ready to go. So at the beginning of each month, you can look at the month. Isn't it a cool idea? I mean, I'm someone who always is forgetting birthdays, or I'm not aware of when birthdays are, and I think even I could be organized with this. I think it's a really, really good idea. That's okay, Michelle. It's not for everybody. And if you want a more artistic or inspirational experience rather than just having it all done for you in the kit, then definitely the catalogue is going to be much more interesting to you than one of our kits. But I think the kits are great for new people who haven't really experienced papercraft before. And this is a really great way for them to dip their toe in that water. And I think that's really, really good. But I thought, as well as this, that it would be fun to show you a couple of alternative ideas with this tonight, so that we'll give you some ideas that aren't in the instruction sheet. I haven't even decided what they are yet, but we're going to work it out as we go along. So we've got each month, so, you know, February, March, and so forth. And so you'll put your little labels, the labels that I showed you that are in here. These little labels that say January right through to December, they're going to go on the front of each one of these. So you're decorating that, and as you can see, you go all the way through to the end, and there's extra room at the end here to put extra bits and pieces, both one at the front and one at the side. That is not part of the months of the year, but you could use that for other storage. So I think it's really cool. So 1, 2, 3, that's 6 double-sided pieces. So there's your 12 months of the year. Okay. Put your fingers in your ears, Michelle. I wouldn't do that, would I? You hate opening them. Ah, the lunchbox is fantastic. I know. The Nourish and Flourish Kit has that gorgeous lunchbox, which is so useful in its own right. All right, so what's in here? We have some sequins, and we have some glue dots, and we also have dimensionals. Okay, a little pack of dimensionals. Can you see them in here? Okay, there they are. So there's some adhesives and some sequins in there. Then we've got our different coloured envelope. And as you can see, the beautiful color inside. So it's like they look like they're lined. They're not actually. It's just printed, but they do look like they're lined envelopes, which is really nice. Some are green and some are like crumb cake. And then these are our card bases. So we've got 6 of those and 6 of these. All right, and you can have some fun and do other things with them other than the way they are presented in here. Okay, so I think that makes them. If you want to be more creative with them, you absolutely can. So you can see we've got both flowers and we've got those triangle pieces on here. Here's all of our months of the year, and they are in different languages. Okay, so we've got a January to December in English. Then we have a French one. We have German, and I should know. Is it Dutch? Possibly. I think yes, that's what that would be. So this says it's your day. These are stickers that go onto the cards. And once again, we've got that in the 4 languages. So if you were sending one to somebody overseas who actually one of these languages is theirs, you could certainly do cards in different languages. These are like a little printed, looks like a ribbon, but it's actually just a die cut piece. We've got some happiest birthdays here in different languages. And then we have a gorgeous book. Okay, I'm thinking this book isn't bright enough for me. I'm thinking I would like to add color to this. Anyone else think that? So I'm not going to completely do it all now, but what I would do is grab my matching colors. So this is Soft Succulent. I've also got Evening Evergreen if I wanted to use that. And I've also got some Pale Papaya, which is the color that's in this. And I'm going to possibly add extra color. So hang on, I'll do one down here in the corner so you can see what it looks like. So we can add more color. You could add a little bit of pink to this. I think that would be nice. Some pink together with this color. A little bit of pink around maybe in the middle or around the edges. That'd be rather nice. So you can see that one's already starting to look a bit brighter than the other. I'm going to use my light Pale Papaya to fill in the rest. So obviously this is a little colouring project that I want to sit down and do at some point. It'll take me a little while to do the roses, not terribly long. But I've also got this light polished pink here, and I'm thinking I might put a little bit of that in the middle as well, because I actually really like these 2 colours together, polished pink and Pale Papaya. I think they look really, really nice. So I'm just adding some of the light polished pink, and I'm adding it kind of in the shadow areas as indicated by the shading in the flower. There we go, and that's how that looks. Can you see that? Just to give you an idea of how that would look once all the flowers were done. Okay, needs ribbon and bling. I agree. How easy would it be to throw some ribbon here in the end? And I've got both Pale Papaya and polished pink ribbon that would look really nice down here. So we could tie some little probably not bows, I'm thinking like small knots, and and have in the same way that this is poking out like this, so they would be poking out down the side here. Maybe every second one, wouldn't have to be every single one, but every second one would be nice. I'm going to use my Soft Succulent, and I'm going to do some leaves. So you could sit down and have quite a bit of fun with these, okay? And I think don't be limited by what it says in the instructions. The instructions really are very, very basic, and they're great for a beginner, but if you're not a beginner and you want a little bit more crafty action, then I would probably be thinking about changing it up a little bit. The liquid pearls would go great on this. Fantastic. That is a really good idea. Yes, like that's the sort of thing I'm talking about. Let your imagination go wild, and then you can really have a lot of fun with this. So I'm going to come back. I'm going to cover this all and paint it up the way I like it, and then I might even do a little bit with the white background. I've got a bit of a thought about what I might do with that. So I'll post this during the week once I've had time. It might not be till the end of the week because I've got a busy week on, but yeah, that's something I might do. And then let's just see here. Where's my English here? And then I would start to put my labels on. So I've got January, and so they're just stickers, and as you can see, they go straight on. There we go. So I would go through and go all the way through to December. I'm sorry, I have a child here asking me a question. I beg your pardon?
I invited my friends to the stream.
Oh, okay, fabulous. He's invited his friends to watch as well. That's nice, isn't it? So I hope they're all going to behave themselves. Hello, boys. Goodness me. All right, so let's see. What have we got here? I'm going to pull out one of these, and we have a matching envelope. So basically you're just going to go through and pull out the corresponding bits for the different cards. So this one here, and as you can see, the back is done as well. So if you didn't want the check on the front, you could use the back. So it's actually quite nice. And then what I normally do is I usually follow what it says on here. So I can see that this particular card Where is my card? This particular card's got the die cut piece that I mentioned earlier. This one of these. I'm going to pop that, and it's going to end up across here. Then we have this die cut. There's two of those. This die cut rose right here, and that's going to go kind of once that goes on. Do I want it on halfway? Maybe. We'll see. That one's going to go right about there. We also have a little rose which is going to go underneath, so you can see how it comes together really, really quickly. And then we have the little sticker that says it's your day. So this is the way it came, basically. I'm actually going to pop that on right now, and I'm going to put a piece of just going to pop some seal underneath this so it goes across. And then this one I think should go on dimensionals. And as you know, I have my own dimensionals. I could use the dimensionals out of the pack, but I'm not going to because I've already got these ones right here. Now the other thing is, I think this flower would look great coloured. So adding a bit of colour on would be a really good idea. A child, yes. The child is 16, almost 17, but yes. This is my child number 2. Child number 1 is down in Sydney today. All right. So, I mean, even the basic design like this, which is really, really simple. Oh, this is an extra piece here. This one goes here. So let's add. And this is why when I put dimensionals behind, I don't put them really close to the edge. I only use just as few as I need. So in this case, 1, 2, and 3, because then I've still got plenty of room to throw my other bits of flowers along behind. So this one, and let's pop that up there, just like that. Now, of course, I would also want to colour this up because I don't think it's dark enough. So this is how it comes, but I'm going to add extra colour to it. And you can be quite rough with it. You don't have to be very skilled to do this. I mean, if you are skilled, good on you, but if you are not, don't let it worry you. You're just going to add extra colour. I'm going to use my lighter one. Just to colour in some of the bits. And if you leave a few bits white, that's okay too, because that kind of looks like light hitting the subject. So that's completely fine. And see how quickly this comes together. And then I'm going to go, like I did last time, in with the thin end of my polished pink and just add a little bit more colour to that because I think it needs it. And this is the same as what we did on the outside of the... So you can just plonk it on there and call it done, or if, Michelle, you wanted to be a little bit more artistic, you can start colouring. You could grab your watercolours. You could, you know, use different mediums. I'm using blends, but you could use whatever mediums you like and really brighten that up. And I think that's looking much nicer. Oh, hi Tina, nice to see you. So that's how that's looking. And I think this one, let's give it a pink rose because I think that might be rather nice. And we're going to mix that in with and this one here. Do you think it needs colour or do we leave it as it is? Hi Carolyn, nice to see you. Nice to have you there. Yeah, I could tell embarrassing stories. I could, but you know what? I'm a really nice mum and I'm not going to. That probably makes me a little bit, yeah, I wonder. Sometimes I think he probably deserves to have the odd story told about him, but anyway. So I'm just going to add a little bit more color here. Now there are sequins in the pack. Remember they were right at the very beginning. There was some sequins and we can add those. I'm just seeing if I've missed any comments. Right, so I've got these lovely little sequins here, and we're going to use our take your pick tool to take them off so the adhesive comes too, right? And I think maybe just add a few little bits of bling with these because they're like iridescent kind of. They're very nice. So this is one of the cards pretty much as it came, pretty much as intended, but I've just added a little bit more color to bling it up a bit and make it a little bit more fancy. What would you expect me to say? Hey Denise, nice to see you. Yes, this is the new birthday kit, Tina, which I just thought we colored. I started to show how, you know, if it's not bright enough, you can color up the flowers on the front, and then I've done the same thing with the flower here as well. So it's a really nice kit, and it's not expensive particularly either. In Australia, I just need to check the price, but I think it's like I better check before I say anything. Let me quickly check the price, because I don't like it when I mess up and give you guys the wrong one. So I'm going to tell you very quickly. Use the search option. You know what? I did something really silly. I put in the word birthday, and there's a lot of birthday things. Here it is. The birthday card organizer kit. For all of this, the 12 cards and the organizer and the book, the whole lot is $44 here in Australia. And I think that's a really great price point. Great gift. I mean, how nice is that? I'd send that card to somebody. What do you think? It's lovely. It's really nice, actually. There's no such thing as too late, Denise. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Michelle. All right. So that's one idea. The other one I was thinking you could do a few different things with. Okay, so this one's got the dots here, which when you use this on the front, let's just use our bone folder and flatten it down properly. Now, here they've actually used a couple of different, they've got black and white, this one here, like this, and they've put this, they've done this card, they've done it portrait, okay, and I'm thinking I'm going to try and do my card landscape. I think that might look rather nice, and I'm going to use my black piece. I'm not going to use the two green pieces, okay, so I'm going to do something a little bit different with mine. Right, so I'm going to use my black piece like this, and we're going to have it this way. It's still going to be great for guys. So if you were a guy and you were getting a birthday card and you have black and white dots like this, what other color should we put with this that's going to make it pop? What other color would look fantastic? Especially if you're a guy. Okay, so we're not going pink, even though pink and black looks really, really good. What color should we go? Teal, says Jody. Okay, so like teal, like Bermuda Bay. Is that what we're thinking? Is this what we would want? Green, says Megan. Would Bermuda Bay count for green, or do you want more green? And of course, I'm going to be bringing in my, yes, says Jody. Yep, Pacific Point would be good. I agree. All silver embossing would be good. But I'm going to start with the Bermuda Bay because that was kind of the first suggestion with the teal. And I'm going to start down here. And I'm going to start colouring from this corner. And we're going to make this card totally different to what it's not going to be anything like the original. And I'm going to colour it up. So Bermuda Bay is kind of a turquoisey kind of a colour. It's bluey green. I think of it as a blue, but I think a lot of people think of it as a green. What do you guys think? More green or more blue, or an equal mix? But I've always thought of it as more of a blue tone. And the same with Coastal Cabana, which is like, goes really, really well. Like to me, the triangle of colors with Bermuda Bay would be Bermuda Bay, Coastal Cabana, and Pool Party. These three colors, and don't be, well, you know what I shouldn't have done? I've got the inks, but instead I should have got the cardstocks because that's a lot more truthful when it comes to the colors. So let me grab them. So we have Bermuda Bay, Coastal Cabana, and we also have Pool Party. And Pool Party is the lightest of them. But you know what? Pool Party is the color I probably use the most. Definitely more blue than, say, Mint Macaron. That is definitely towards green. Okay, so these three colors, I always think they look fantastic together. Really, really nice. All right, so we've got this here. And I'm just going to kind of go over that again just to smooth it out a little bit. Right, and then this piece here is going to go over the top here. And so we're kind of sticking with a black and white and teal theme now. And I'm going to run this along. And we're going to pop this over. So instead of a portrait card, we now have a landscape card. So like that. Now there are happy birthdays in here, which was actually happiest birthdays. And I see it is also a sticker. But I actually don't want to use it as a sticker because I like to pop up my greetings. So I just have this thing about popping up my greetings. So instead of sticking this on, well, there's a couple of things we can do. We can stick it onto another piece, maybe a Bermuda Bay piece of cardstock, and then pop that up on dimensionals. Or we could go over the backing with an embossing buddy, get rid of the stick, and then just pop that up on dimensionals. But I'm leaning towards doing the Bermuda Bay piece, seeing as we've already introduced that color. What do you guys think? Oh, they're your house colors. Me too. I'm a turquoise girl all the way. Love, love, love turquoise. It's my favorite color. So to work with, and it's also the color that I kind of brand myself with as well. And I'm deciding whether to go with this underneath or whether we go to Pool Party. No, I think the Bermuda Bay. So please don't limit yourself to the instructions. Okay, I'm just seeing how big these are. They're about just over 3 centimeters. So I'm going to make this 3.5 centimeters. And then I'm going to grab my happy birthday. And I'm going to put it here on the Bermuda Bay piece. And then I'm going to cut off the end where it should go. So now we have the happiest birthday stuck onto the Bermuda Bay cardstock. Okay, and that can go here in the middle. But I think it needs something, doesn't it? What does it need, guys? Does it need some vellum underneath? What are we thinking? Lots of options. So many options. Cherie says, you like in between colours. Teal, aqua, turquoise, crimson. Yes, all great colours. I think that's... something with a wink of Stella on it. That's a good idea. Birthday piece. Yes, we could wink a Stella over this. That would go nicely. bling, says says Cherie. Jody obviously is hinting that way as well. I'm just thinking it needs maybe something else. Something else. Okay, I have got, this is not going to be right, but just to give you an idea, there's a piece of, this is a square piece, obviously the wrong shape, but to give you an idea of what the vellum would look like. We could also put a piece of, could put a circle with like a large circle behind it, or I could go and cut a rectangle with the stitched rectangle dies. That's what the hexagon looks like. What do we think? Do we like that? Twine, good idea, Rose. I think that's really, really good idea. Flat back bling, flat black bling. Ugh, can't speak properly. Twine, yes, we have some votes for twine. We have some, I don't want to do ribbon on a guy card really. I could do a little bit, like have a little bit of ribbon poking out each side, or we could do twine. Something like that. You like the square. Ribbon, says Michelle. Hexagon, says Katrina. Well, that's what we have right now. I agree. I'm not favoring ribbon for me, but you like the hexagon, do you, Anne? I mean, we could keep with the hexagon. It doesn't look bad. All right, let's try it. We've got it here, so let's give that a go. And I'm going to pop a couple of dimensionals here behind my Bermuda Bay piece. And then I'm going to bring my mat in just so it's easier for you to see. And I'm going to position that right there in the middle. There we go. Right, and then I'm going to whack another dimensional or two behind that. Now, if we were going to add twine, where would we put it and how would it... Would linen thread, given that it is a brownie tone, would that look out of place on a mail card? Probably not. I've also got, I could also have a little bit of this coming out the ends. We've got the black and white, so that could, you know, like maybe stick out the ends there. So gingham ribbon is always good, so we could have a couple of pieces of that. It was on the desk earlier. Here it is. So that's another possibility as well. I mean, I could loop that around and we could have it. Okay, here's an idea. I'm going to loop it around my fingers, all 4 fingers, and then I'm going to, that's not big enough. Let me try again. I'm going to go a bit further up where it's bigger. About 4 times around, 4 or 5. Take it off and then have that at the top and the bottom. It might work, you know. But just to give you guys an idea, I'm just playing at the moment to see what would look good. You know, we could have some twine kind of loosely playing around behind there. In the corner a little, the gingham looks good. I don't mind the gingham, Joan. I think that does look nice. And the black and white kind of stands out really nicely against the background. If I was going to do that, I would probably go like this. I would probably have it so we're just trying different ideas to see what's going to work. So it would come out like this on both sides. Does that make sense? And I would do the same thing over the other side. And the backs are off these already, so that means I can stick my ribbon right to that, and it just means I'll need to put another couple of dimensionals, but that's how that would look. if we decided to do that. What do you think? Do we like that? Oh yes, silver twine would look good too. Once again, silver and gold are really good twines to have in your stash because they are great at using with all kinds of things. So I'm putting this on top now so we get our stick back because we covered our stick up with the ribbon. There we go. I feel like I need another dimensional under here just to stabilize that a little bit. That's better. You know what? I don't mind that. I think that's okay. And I think we still do need the silver bling. There is also the brushed metallic bling. Those look really good, but they have gold, which I think isn't quite right. Copper, which definitely isn't right, and bronze. But maybe, let me have a think. Maybe we'll use our festive pearls and use some of the silvers from these, because those are a good choice. Silver is always good. I'm going to use my Turkey Pick tool. And you know what? I was going to put them around, but I'm not. I'm going to put one here in the middle. And one next to that. And one next to that. I could put 3 more at the top, but I don't know if I need to. What do you think? Do we need 3 at the bottom and 3 at the top? We had bees in our house this afternoon. We had 5 bees. Oh, I think they've stopped now, but we were able to get a couple of them outside, and then a couple of others, unfortunately, I felt terrible. We had to kill them. I felt really, really bad because I love bees and I don't want to hurt bees, and we have a bee shortage, for goodness sake, but they shouldn't be in our house, especially since both myself and my husband are allergic to them. I think they flew down the chimney. I think that's what happened. So we're going to keep an eye. We're going to keep an eye out and see if there's a nest up there. All right, so I'm going to call that done. Completely different card from this one. Look how different that is. Can you see it? And this is mine. All right, totally different. So you are not, use your creativity when you have kits. You do not have to follow the instructions and do them exactly the way they are. There are so many different ways that you can play with them and different alternate ideas. I think that opens up a whole world of possibilities, and 12 cards and envelopes and all the bits and pieces, plus the book, and it's only $44. Well, here in Australia, it's $44. Okay, I'm not sure what it is elsewhere, but here, there we go. There's my cards with those today. So we've made 3 cards today. We made this one earlier, which I'm going to fix up that little boo-boo that I made up here on the tag and post this probably tomorrow. Oh, you're very welcome. And then we've got these guys as well. And so one totally out of left field and one very similar to the original, but just with a bit more colour. So there we go. What do you think, guys? Do we have a favourite tonight? I hope that you really enjoyed that and that you get some inspiration happening. Don't forget next Saturday that I have my craft along event on Saturday afternoon. If you are not following my YouTube channel or my Facebook page to watch it, the same as you are right now, then make sure you subscribe to the channel or follow the Facebook group, because that way you'll be notified when I'm going live, and it's a really good way to stay in touch. You'll see when I'm ready to go, and you can chit chat and ask questions and have all your project pieces ready to go. I'm going to be posting the measurements for the card and all the details on my blog, and the measurements will all be included with the project that we're doing, which I showed earlier. So it's this one. This is the easel card. All right, and we're going to make this. It's a bit hard to show from above, but you can see the shape of the easel card, and it's got a calendar and a little piece of and a bit of post-it notes there, and it goes together like a normal card size. But if you would like to make that with me, that's what I'm doing next Saturday afternoon. And it doesn't matter where you are in the world, you're very welcome to join us. Okay, so you can watch, but just please do subscribe to the YouTube channel so that you don't miss any of these. I'm doing them every month and sending out the supplies also every month. So there we go. All right, bye-bye, everyone. I hope you're all well. Stay safe in the flooding areas, guys. Those of you who are down south, I hope all is well and that you are able to come through this unscathed. And we will see you again next Friday night for some more cards and more fun. Okay, thanks, guys. Bye.